morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chang International City Boulevard, Thailand for Qualifying and AsiaRoadRacing Championship 2019. ตอนรับทุกท่านเข้าสู่สนามช้าง International Circuit นะครับวันนี้เช้าอากาศดีครับ23 องศาสำหรับวันเสาร์ครับวันนี้วันที่9 30นะครับสิ้นเดือนพฤศจิกายนวันนี้เราเข้าสู่โปรแกรมที่เป็น Qualify แล้วก็มีเรสวันนี้ด้วยนะครับทั้งหมด5เรสด้วยกันเดินกันไปครับวันนี้ช่วงเช้าเมื่อสักครู่นี้เป็นการวอร์มอัพในการของรุ่นASB150 cc ครับวันนี้จะมีซูเปอร์โพลด้วยนะจะเป็น15 คันที่เวลาดีที่สุดนับเมื่อวานนี้นะครับในช่วงต่อไปครับ 8.50 ครับอีกประมาณ2 นาที 25 วินาทีบางครั้งที่จะเปิดสำหรับการคุริฟายของรุ่นเอเชียโปรดักชั่น250 cc นะครับคุริฟายเช้าเลยมาเช้าดูสดใสดีนะครับเมื่อวานนี้แข่งนะครับก็ได้รับการถือว่าเป็นการชมเพลงไปสองดานักแข่งบอกว่ามันมีมันลื่นไปหน่อยนะครับลมมีฝนนะฮะไม่ใช่ฝนที่ฝุ่นนะครับลงมาแล้วก็หอบฝุ่นมาเอาโค้งเลยดูจากในเมื่อวานนี้มีการโค้ดแท็กด้วยเป่าลมดูดฝุ่นออกจากแท็กแล้วก็มีการโค้ดแท็กด้วยเมื่อวานนี้โค้ดแท็กนี้ก็จะเคยเห็นตั้งแต่ในแท็กของสนามแข่งนะครับยูโรในเด็กไดรเวอร์แท็กเมื่อวานโค้ดที่เขาโค้ดหนึ่งด้วยนะฮะหนึ่งเข้าไปทีนี้นะฮะลองดูว่าวันนี้จะยังมีความลื่นอีกหรือเปล่านะฮะอีก1 นาทีปากทางที่เปิดครับสำหรับการคุริฟายของเอเชียโปรดักชั่น250 cc 1 minute pit lane exit open
morning to all our fans watching the live feed on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You're of course watching the final round of the Asia Road Racing Championship for the 2019 season, and we're coming to you live from Chang International Circuit in Buriram, Thailand. So if you've been following us yesterday, you do know that we've completed all our practice sessions yesterday, and we are beginning Saturday morning with qualifying. So here you're watching right now, the live feed is qualifying for the Asia Production 250cc class. So a very good morning to all our fans on Facebook and also on YouTube. So thank you so much for waking up early this morning to catch qualifying for the 250, 600. You also have Superpole for the underbone class and qualifying for the ASB1000. Yesterday in the 250cc class, the top rider in practice was Rafit Topan Suchipto, bike number 911 with the fastest lap time of 153.039. Very close behind him are all three AP Honda Racing Thailand riders, Piawat Patumayos, Muklada, and also Tajakon. So all three AP Honda Racing Thailand riders showing very good pace yesterday during practice in their home race. So good morning everyone, and Tom Ryder asking what time is the underbone race. The underbone 150cc race 1 will start at 1 p.m. local time here in Thailand. So at the moment right now it is 4 minutes to 9 a.m. here in Buriram. So in about 4 hours, we will start race 1 for the underbone class. So wherever you guys are in whatever country, whatever part of the world, just kind of set your clock to, set your alarm to 4 hours, because we will start race 1 for the underbone class in exactly 4 hours. But you are still watching qualifying for the AP250cc class. So very good morning. Morning to Haikal Sharif. So thank you so much for following our live feed in the morning. As you guys know, for race 1 and race 2 tomorrow, we will be fully covering it live on our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. So you don't really have to worry if you can't catch it on TV. Just check into our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. At the moment, it is Lucky Hendrian Shah leading the way with a 155.315. So still almost 1.8 seconds off the pace from yesterday's top rider, Rafit Topan Suchipto. So I think it's a slow start to qualifying for the 250cc rider. Anyways, we still have 24 minutes to go. So stay tuned to find out who will take the final pole position of the season. Good morning to Asmadi Ismail watching from Shenzhen, China. So you still get Facebook in China. That's very good. So Corey watching from Canada, 9 p.m. on a Friday night. So it is Saturday morning here in Buriram, but I'm glad to know that you guys are watching it from all around the globe. So a very good evening to Lawrence Cam as well, watching from Canada. So good morning to Uchulan and to our Thai fans that are tuning in to our Facebook Live. A very good morning as well. So I just learned how to say good morning in Thai yesterday. It's Alung Sawat. Alung Sawat, Sawadika. So to our Thai fans watching, if you guys can head over to Chang International Circuit, that would be even more perfect to watch the race live in action. So this is the 250cc class, and speaking of the championship battle, because this weekend it is the final round, meaning we are still in search for the 2019 champions. We have a total of 4 classes. For the 600, we've already found out who the champion was. In Sepang, it's Pirapong Bunlet. However, the other 3 classes, the underbone, the 250 right here, and also the 1000cc, it is wide open. We are still searching for this year's overall champion. In the 250, the title battle has come down to 3 main riders. bike number 108, Andi Muhammad Fadli. He's currently in 7th. He's tied in the top rankings with Irfan Adrian Shah, bike number 16, currently in 3rd. The third rider that's also in the running to become champion is bike number 198, Awin Sanjaya. So it's one Kawasaki bike against 2 Honda machines. Muklada Sarparej, the Thai female rider from AP Honda Racing Thailand, she is 4th overall at the moment, 49 points behind the leader in the championship. It's not, mathematically it's not impossible for her to win, but it will be a very, very tough road ahead. So right now, at the moment, 22 min Aiki Yoshi with a 153.856 leading the way. Muklada closing in on his fastest lap time. So a very good, well, late morning to Pedro Isidro watching from London. Gino Martinez Balde watching from Tacloban City. So mabuhay to all our fans in the Philippines. I know a lot of fans in the Philippines are watching very closely because they do have the possibility of having one Asia champion this year in the underbone class, putting all their hopes on McKinley Calpes and also Fernando Masato. So make sure guys, in 4 hours, because we're starting our morning with qualifying, but in 4 hours we will have race 1 for the underbone 150, 250, 600cc and 1000cc class. And there, I have to tell you, mathematically it is possible for some title chasers to be over today. Anything can happen in racing, we all know that. So not making any promises, not making any predictions, but you guys need to catch race 1 this afternoon. If you just tune in, this is the live coverage for the final round, the Asia Road Racing Championship, live from Chang International Circuit in Buriram, Thailand. You're watching the live feed of the qualifying for the Asian Production 250cc class. And make sure guys, while you're watching, do me a favor to like and share this video. If you haven't followed our social media before, welcome to our social media feed, and make sure to follow us to stay updated with all the latest information. Less than 20 minutes to go in qualifying, we can spy on bike number 911, Rafito Basuchipto, the quickest rider yesterday in practice right now. Rafito in 2nd quickest, Muklada 152.552, the very first rider this weekend to go inside the 152 mark. Are enjoying the morning coverage because we still have a long way to go today. It is a full action day today on track here at Chang International Circuit. Andi Muhammad Fadli, he is fully focused not just on the race result today, but on the championship title. This is the very first time that Fadli has came close to being crowned 2019 Asia champion. He is the rider in the 250cc class with the most wins so far this season. One of the most consistent 250 riders we've had so far this year. He's proven that, you know, there's not many Kawasaki bikes on track. We only have 2 Kawasaki bikes, that is Fadli and also Aiki Yoshi. But the Manotech KYT Kawasaki racing team has proven that you don't need that many bikes in order to succeed, you know. All you need is one very strong rider and one very good bike. because we do have a lot of Honda machines out on track. You have AP Honda Racing Thailand, you have Astra Honda Racing Team. So it is, Fadli is kind of on the minority side, but he has been handling the pressure very well, going head-to-head with all the other Honda riders and proving that he is able to stand his ground as one of the top Kawasaki rider and one of the top riders in the 250cc class this season. As you can see, both Kawasaki riders right now back in their pit. Fadli currently in 4th and Aiki in 5th. We're still keeping an eye on Rafi Topan Suchipto because although he is not in the running to be this year's champion, he has, in the last few rounds, he has proven that he is able to stick to the front group. He had his double win in China in round 5, and he's proven that, you know, although he can't touch the championship, he can definitely make an impact on the results this weekend. Here you have Vorapon Malahuan, one of the wild cards here this weekend for high-speed Yamaha racing. So as I mentioned, guys, this is of course qualifying for the final round of the Asia Road Racing Championship live here from Chang International Circuit in Buriram, Thailand. Whatever grid positions that the riders do get here in qualifying will be the same grid position that they will be using for race 1 later this afternoon and also race 2 tomorrow. So right now it is Muklada with a 152.552. She definitely made a big jump in her lap times compared to yesterday. Almost half a second quicker from her fastest lap time yesterday. So big improvement there from Muklada. Rafit Topan not far behind in 2nd, Piawat and Andi in 3rd and 4th. So it looks like it is a battle between the Indonesians and Thai riders once again in the AP250, because looking at the top 5 at the moment, it is Thailand, Indonesia, Thailand, Indonesia, Thailand, followed by Aiki Iyoshi in 6th, the Japanese rider. Ray Ratukore and M. Fairozi also representing Indonesia. They are in 7th and 8th position respectively on the Yamaha R25. So looks like Vorapong did suffer a crash. Looking at his cover set, he might have had a minor crash early on in qualifying. Let's hope that the team is able to get the bike back out, because Vorapong at the moment only in 22nd position with a 156.475. A reminder, guys, we also have riders from multiple nationals here in the 250cc class. We have four riders from India this weekend, sorry. So 2 riders for Honda Racing Team India and 2 Indian riders for TVS Racing. At the moment, KY Ahmed and Jagan Kumar for TVS Racing, they are in 27th and 28th position. Setu Rajiv for Honda Racing India, he is 21st position. Senthil Kumar is in 20th position. So you have 4 Indian riders in the 250cc class. You also have 1 Vietnamese rider Khao Vietnam for Honda Racing Team Vietnam. He is currently in 11th position, so very good qualifying session for Nam here in the final round. He has shown that he is very consistent here in the 250, collecting points almost every single race. So compared to how he used to do in the underbowl, the 250cc class definitely seemed to suit him a lot better. So fans in Vietnam, make sure to support Honda Racing Vietnam in the 250cc class. Bike number 65, Khao Vietnam, currently in 11th position. You also have a handful of Malaysian riders here in the 250cc class. Sharu Yuzi currently in 12th position in his rookie season in the 250. So good qualifying for Shazra so far. Muzakir Muhammad for 1XOX TKKR SAG team. He is in 13th position. For ZKSIC Junior Racing Team, Muhammad Idil Fitri Mahadi in 18th position. And Muhammad Harif Hazik Zamri in 23rd. So you do have a handful of Malaysian riders in the 250cc class showing their competitiveness as well. So looks like we do have a lot of riders on track right now for qualifying. We're coming down to the final 10 minutes. Bike number 65, Khao Vietnam, currently in 11th. So let's see, with 11 minutes to go, can Nam try to push himself into the top 10? This would be his best ever qualifying result so far if he's able to push himself into the top 10 rankings. Muklada still leading the way, holding provisional pole position from Rafi Topan Suchipto and Piawat Patumayos. Our championship battle riders, we're going to take a look at them. Andy Muhammad Fadli, currently in 4th. His main rival, Irfan Adrian Shah and Awin Sanjaya, all the way down in 9 and 10. So it looks like a Saturday morning is a little struggle for the Astra Honda Racing Team riders. Lucky Hendran Shah, who started qualifying strong, is all the way down to 15th position at the moment. So, speaking of Anima Valley, we can see that both him and Aiki Yoshi are ready to head back for the final 10 minutes of qualifying. The AP Honda Racing Team riders trying to come up with a strategy for the final 10 minutes as well. So if you just tune in, as I mentioned, this is the live coverage of the final round, the Asia Road Racing Championship. Our very first round 7 ever. Like, I've never seen a round 7. So this is our very first round 7. And you are watching the AP250 qualifying live from Chang International Circuit here in Buriram, Thailand. With less than 10 minutes to go, here they come. You have Muglada, you have Vorapong, you have Tachakon, and you have Piawat, all ready to head back out and try to take pole position for Thailand as we see Rafit Topan coming in. So very different strategy from Topan. The team will probably have to remind him that all the other riders are back there, out on track, pushing it for the final minute. So let's see if they get Topan back out as soon as possible as well. We're going to take a look and we're going to compare the results from round 3, because that was the last time that the riders competed here in Buriram. In round 3, race 1 winner was Muglada Sarapresh, and race 2 winner was Tachakon ARRC. So during round 3, both races were won by AP Honda Racing Thailand riders. Riders that were on the podium include M5 Rosie, Andy Irfan Adrian Shah, and Andy Muhammad Fadli. So these are the key riders to look out for during the race. Race 1 for the 250 will start in approximately 5 hours, guys. So make sure to set your clock. 5 hours, come back to our Facebook Live coverage and our YouTube Live coverage to catch Race 1 live this afternoon. Fadli, as I mentioned, the championship leader currently sitting in provisional second row. I'm sure Fadli would hope to get onto the front row because his main rival, Irfan Adrian Shah, has moved up to 5th. So if the qualifying remains the same, we will see Fadli and Irfan starting side by side each other in the second row. Very good morning to you. Thank you to all our fans tuning into our live coverage on our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. A reminder that this is only qualifying. Race 1 will be happening later this afternoon. Race 1 for the under 150cc class will start at 1 p.m. local time here in Thailand. That is GMT +7. At the moment, less than 6 minutes to go. Muglada Sarpriya has been holding on to provisional pole for almost half the time of qualifying so far. Right behind her, she does have her teammate Tachakon Brashi. Will she help bring Tachakon up the standings? Right now, Tachakon in 6th overall, and they do indeed improve. Muglada stays in 1st position. Tachakon splits the main two rival in the 250cc class. So in second row at the moment, you have Andi Muhammad Fadli, Tachakon, and Irfan Adrian Shah. A reminder, guys, the championship battle comes down to Andi Muhammad Fadli, Irfan Adrian Shah, and Awin Sanjaya. Andi and Irfan at the moment tied at the top of the championship. So today, it will be a tiebreaker race for the Kawasaki and Astra Honda Racing rider. Awin Sanjaya at the moment all the way down in 10th position. So if Awin wants any chance at all or wants to stay in the running to become this year's champion, he will have to improve on his grid position. High side from Awin Sanjaya. That is a big mistake from the Astra Honda Racing team rider. Not what the team wants to see at the moment. We're going to take a look if the ride... It looks like he is moving, so he should... Hopefully he did not suffer any serious injury. Irfan Adrian Shah unfortunately saw the entire thing. A little shocking moment from the Astra Honda team paddock, because with less than 4 minutes to go and race 1 happening this afternoon, that is not what the team wants to be seeing. Here's a replay of what happened to Awin Sanjaya. So this is turn 12, so it looks like he just lost control of his bike. And he did well to protect himself while heading out on track. So we are going to get an update shortly on Awin Sanjaya, but we do hope that the Indonesian rider is fit and able to join the race this weekend, because he is in the running to become this year's 2019 champion. So unfortunately, it looks like Alwin will maintain his grid position. Currently, he is in 11th. So all the way down in the 4th row. Meanwhile, we are going to turn our focus back to Andi Muhammad Fadli and Irfan Adrian Shah, still in 4th and 6th position respectively. So both the main rivals fighting for the title this weekend, bike number 108 and bike number 16, are in the provisional 2nd row at the moment. Less than 3 minutes to go. Rafid Topan has been in the pit for an awful long time. I mean, he's obviously able to see that all the other riders are out there on track trying to improve on their lap time. And here he comes, bike number 911. With 2 minutes to go, I think Topan will be able to do only one last flying lap. So here we go. We do have pretty much all the riders out on track. So we're going to keep an eye and see if there will be any changes to the starting grid for the Asia Production 250cc. Remember guys, race 1 will be happening later this afternoon. Muklada still hanging on to provisional pole position, 152.552. She's coming into the pit, so that is end of qualifying for Muklada. Rafid Topan Sucipto still in 2nd, Piawa in 3rd. Irfan Adrian Shah back out there, so Irfan currently in 6th. Almost a second, slightly more than a second behind Muklada. Less than a minute to go. It looks like Andi is pretty much set in 4th position. We're going to see if Irfan can improve on his very final flying lap. If you missed out, Alwin Sanjaya unfortunately crashed out with 3 minutes left in qualifying. So Alwin is all the way down in 11th position. Yamaha riders Ray Ratukore and M5 Rosie in 9 and 10 position respectively. Vietnamese rider Cao Vietnam in 13th position, 2 seconds behind Muklada. A very strong qualifying for Nam this weekend. Setu Rajiv in 15th position, so a strong qualifying for the Honda Racing India rider as well. Alright, we're counting down to the final seconds of qualifying for the 250cc. We're going to follow Irfan Adrian Shah all the way to the checkered flag, and it looks like he will not improve on his lap time. So here we have 2 rivals, Muklada Sarfresh and Andi Muhammad Fadli. So that is the end of qualifying for those 2 riders. We still have bike number 911, Rafid Topan Sucipto, out on track. So we are going to hang on a little till everyone crosses the check. A reminder guys, race 1 for the AP250cc class will happen later this afternoon. Make sure to follow it live on our Facebook page or YouTube channel. Coming up next, we'll be qualifying for the Super Sport 600cc. Muklada still keeping an eye on Rafid Topan Sucipto. She will need him to cross the checker flag to confirm that she will be taking pole position in her home race this weekend. So here he comes across the line, bike number 911. Rafid Topan Sucipto stays in 2nd position. So a little smile from Muklada inside her helmet. Fadli congratulating her because she will start the race this afternoon from P1. Starting alongside her will be Indonesian rider Rafi Topan Sucipto and Thai rider Piawat Patumayos. In the second row, you will have Andi Muhammad Fadli, Tacha Kamburarshi, and Irfan Adrian Shah. Lucky Hendrian Shah leading the third row in 7, followed by Aiki Yoshi and Ray Ratukore. In the fourth row, you will have M5 Rosie, Awin Sanjaya, and also Vorapong Malawan. So make sure, guys, to come back to catch race 1 later this afternoon, because looking at the lap time, we will have another close battle for the AP250cc, and we will of course pay very close attention to bike number 108 and bike number 16, Andi Muhammad Fadli and Irfan Adrian Shah. I will try to update you guys on Awin Sanjaya's condition as soon as we receive news from race control. And coming up next is qualifying for the Super Sport 600cc. So don't go anywhere, guys, because this is the final round of the Asia Road Racing Championship live from Chang International Circuit in Buriram, Thailand.
Fernando Rd7 ครับตามด้วยอันดับที่ 10 ครับนักแข่งอินโดนีเซียนะสำหรับมูฮัมหมัดโชเลคอนทูรา 20สำหรับสัพพลนินลพงศ์ครับก็เดี๋ยววันนี้ครับเรสแรกในรุ่นของเอเชียโปรโมชั่น 250cc ครับจะทำการแข่งขันในช่วงเวลา 14 นาฬิกาครับช่วงต่อไป 9.30 ครับจะเป็นการควอลิฟายของรุ่นซูเปอร์สปอร์ต 600cc ครับ 9.30 เหลือเวลาประมาณ 4 นาทีปากทางปิดเปิดครับ สักครู่หนึ่งครับ30 วินาทีครับปากทางที่จะเปิดสำหรับการ qualify ครับในรุ่น Super Sport 100cc ครับรุ่นนี้มีตารางคะแนนที่ต้องบอกเลยว่ามีแชมป์เป็นที่เรียบร้อยนะครับสำหรับในรุ่น Super Sport 100cc ครับเป็นนักแข่งไทยของเรานั่นเองนะครับจากสังกัดของ Yamaha Thailand Racing Team ครับพิวรพงษ์บุญเลิศครับเทพตกนะฮะก็ตอนนี้มีคะแนนอยู่264คะแนนครับห่างจากอันดับ2 81คะแนนไม่มีใครตามทันแล้วนะฮะวันนี้ในโฮมเรสแข่งที่บ้านครับต้องรอหน่อยนึงครับสำหรับพีรพงษ์บุญเลิศต้องมาดูในช่วงของการคอลี่ฟายครับว่าจะเป็นอย่างไรนะครับ30 นาทีต่อจากนี้ไปครับปากทางพิทเปิดครับพิทเลน Exit Open for Super Sport 600cc Qualifying
Alright guys, we are back for another qualifying session, this time the Super Sports 600cc. If you just tune in, a very good morning to you guys live here with us from Chang International Circuit in Buriram, Thailand. This is the final round of the Asia Road Racing Championship. And today we are, of course, enjoying qualifying this morning, followed by race 1 in the afternoon. So for the Supersport 600cc, we've already determined our 2019 champion. That is bike number 26 from Yamaha Thailand Racing Team's Pirapong Bunlat. So this weekend is a celebratory race weekend for the 20-year-old rider. Pirapong Bunlat currently leading the way with 139.681, followed by Pasawit and Naziru Izzat. So we're going to take a look at yesterday's pace. Yesterday's pace was a 138.981 set by Muhammad Adam Noruddin from SIC Junior ZK Racing Team. So we're starting slow as usual in qualifying. So we're going to let the riders warm up and get their rhythm going because we still have 24 minutes left to go. Azroy Hakim Anwar currently in 4th position. Azroy representing Musashi Bunsu Honda Racing, with teammate Helmi Asman behind him in 5th. This weekend, the Supersport 600cc is the only class which the championship battle has already completed, with Pirapong Bunlat becoming this year's 2019 Asia champion. Right now, he's currently in provisional pole, followed by Adam Noruddin in 2nd, Naziru Izzat in 3rd, Javier Relana in 4th, Andi Farid Istiha in 5th, Azroy Hakim Anwar in 6th, Krichapon 7th, Helmi Asman 8th, Pasawit 9th, and Reza Danika Aris in 10th. Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin, and Ama Afif Amran, 2 riders from Hong Leong Yamaha Malaysia, they left the paddock later than all the riders, so they have not set a lap time yet, but we are definitely going to keep an eye on both riders. So little news on this Supersport 600cc because we can't really talk about the championship battle anymore. We're going to chat a little on the future of some of the riders here in the Supersport 600cc. If you guys been following motorsports news here in Asia, you will know that Honda Team Asia has announced that Andi Farid Istiha will be joining them next season in the Moto2 class, teaming up with Thai rider Somket Chantra. So this is Andi Farid Istiha's final weekend here with the Asia Road Racing Championship before we send him off and wish him all the best in the Moto2 class next season with Honda Team Asia. Another rider that's making his way as a rookie into the Moto2 class is Kasma Daniel Kasmayuddin. It has recently been announced that Kasma will be joining the 1XOX TKKR SAG Racing team, teaming up alongside Remy Gardner in the Moto2. So we will have two new young rookies from Asia in the Moto2 class next season. Andi Farid Istiha and also Kasma Daniel Kasmayuddin. So make sure you guys continue to cheer them on next season. And I did hear from a little bird yesterday that Somket Chandra, the Moto2 rider for Honda Team Asia, will be joining us on Sunday. Somket will be coming to enjoy the final round of the Asia Road Racing Championship on Sunday. Probably cheering on his future teammate and his teammates in AP Honda Racing Thailand. And Muhammad Noruddin has taken provisional pole position from Pirapong Bunlet with 19 minutes to go. Here we go, Kasma Daniel Kasmayuddin. As I mentioned, next year in the Moto2 class. Right now, Kasma is third in qualifying, right behind his main rivals, Adam and also Pirapong. So Kasma has shown very good potential this year in the Supersport 600cc. He picked up his very first ever career win in 600 when we were in Zhuhai during race 2. So he has been Pirapong's main rival throughout the entire season and did his very best in Sepang to hang on to the championship battle, but unfortunately Pirapong got the better of him this year and we've completed the 600 title chase. Very aggressive riding style from Kasma Daniel. Here in qualifying, of course, he would definitely like to pick up another pole position. He started from pole in Sepang. He started from pole position in Zhuhai. So let's see if he can make it 3 pole positions in a row here in the final round. Pirapong Bunlet back in the pit. Looks like he's going to take a little break. Halfway through qualifying for the Supersport 600cc, and at the moment your front row is Adam Noruddin, Pirapong Bunlet and Kasma Daniel Kasmayuddin. Kasma coming around to complete another quick lap. He was quicker than in sector 2, unfortunately still unable to improve on his grid position. We see the 2 Musashi Bunsu Honda Racing Team riders Heading back out, that's Azroy Hakim Anwar in bike number 20. And bike number 634, you have Muhammad Helmi Asman. Provisional poleman, Muhammad Adam Muhammad Noruddin. So Adam as well picked up his first win in the 600 when we were in Zhuhai during round 5. Pierpont Bunlet, although he has already sealed the championship title, he is still running for a couple of records, trying to break more records here in the Supersport 600cc. If Pierpont picks up another win here this weekend, he will set a new record as the Supersport 600cc riders with the most wins in a season. Kasma also heading back in, so looking at the timing sheet, majority of the riders are now back in the paddock with 14 minutes left in qualifying. So little adjustment, I think they may be putting on fresh tires for Adam Noruddin. So let's see if he will be able to improve on his lap time in his second run. At the moment, front row, you have Adam Noruddin, Pierpont Bunlet, and Kasma Daniel Kasma Yudin. In the second row, you have Andi Farid Isdiha, Ahmad Afif Amran, and Naziru Izzat. In the third row, Javier Relana Maloy, Hasawi Titirwaraba, and Azroy Hakim Anwar. In the fourth row, Reza Dadita Arons, Cryptopon, and Helmi Asman. Liam Taylor McDonald in 13. Chinese rider Masai in 14, and Fakuzi Shakirin, who's just returning from a leg injury, is in 15th position. Coming up next after this qualifying session will be the fun one, the one that everyone loves to watch. Superpole for the Underbow 150cc. We have a total of 15 riders that have qualified for Superpole of the Underbow class. We will see riders that we will be seeing out on track for Superpole of the Underbow will be Aldi Satria Mahendra, Gupita Krishna, Wildcard Aditya Fauzi, Pierpont Lui Boon Peng, Muhammad Faiz, Zachary Sabri, Muhammad Izzat Zaidi, Muhammad Hafizah Rofa, Filipino rider McKinley Kyle Pass, Amir Arif Musa, Wayu Aji Trilaksana, Hazik Fairu, Afendi Rosli, Zaiman Muhammad Said, Ahmad Fazli Sham, and Muhammad Akid Aziz.
The wire is not long enough.
Okey. Tak, S1 boleh duduk atas desk ni tak boleh? Wire tak boleh. Cabut stiker ni tak boleh? You want to put the new GPS?
While you guys are watching, remember to also like and share this video. Make sure you follow all our social media, not just on Facebook, we are also on Twitter. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Instagram. So with Instagram, when you catch on to Insta stories, that's when I show you guys more close-up of the riders, what happens in the paddock during before and after the races. So make sure you guys follow our Insta stories to get to know our riders a little better. See them without their helmets on, see them off the bikes, and yeah, get to understand a little how the ARRC paddock is before the race begins. So here we have Helmi Asman and Azroy Hakim Anwar. I think they are the only, well, they are one of the 4 riders still left out on track. Naziru Izzat sitting tight in the pit as well. So is Reza Danica Arends. It's been a tough season this year for Reza Danica Arends. He was, of course, last year's AP250cc champion. Looks like he is taking some time to adjust to the Supersport 600cc. Hopefully, if we will still see Reza here in the 600 this season, that he will be able to improve on his results. So, a little struggle for him in this year's transition. So, a lot of work being done to Adam Noruddin's Yamaha R6 as we see Krichapon head back out on track. Undefiled Istiha out as well. I think the green livery in front of me is Naziru Izzat. Kasma Daniel as well, looking behind and checking out who are the riders getting back out there as well. So the only 2 top riders that are still in the pit are Adam Noruddin and Pirapong Bunlet. Here we go, guys, down to the final 9 minutes. Azroy has just improved to 4th overall, so he takes the front position of the 2nd row, pushing Undefiled Istiha down to 5th and Afif in 6th. Adam, helmets on, gloves about to be on, and keeping a close eye on his main rivals. Here we go, guys. The provisional poleman, Muhammad Adam Noruddin, making his way back out to join the rest of the Supersport 600cc riders for the final minutes of qualifying. Who will take the final pole position of the 2019 season? The last time that we saw Adam Noruddin on pole was all the way back in round 1 at Sepang Circuit. That was the only time we saw Adam Noruddin take pole position. Can he take his 2nd pole position of the season today? We'll find out in 7 minutes who will be filling the front row of the grid here at Chang International Circuit in Buriram, Thailand. Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin and Ahmad Afif Amran. Once again, the 2 Hong Leong Yamaha Racing Team riders tag teaming their way during qualifying. This has been a common strategy from the team. We've seen it many times in many qualifying sessions. I think I saw it in Sepang and also in Zhuhai. So let's see if Kasma and Ahmad Afif Amran can pull out a strategy to both improve on their lap times together. Kasma currently sitting in 3rd, Afif in 6th. So Afif is about a 2nd behind Adam's quickest lap time. So here we go, guys. Currently in 3rd and 6th. Kasma quickest in sector 2 at the moment. But I also see that Pirapong Bunlet has also gone quicker in sector 1. So a handful of riders on their flying lap at the moment here. We're going to keep an eye on Kasma and Afif, but Pirapong, as I can see on the lap time, is also doing a very quick flying lap out there. So here we go, guys. Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin takes pole position, 139.252. Ahmad Afif Amran also improves to 4th with a 139.743. So both Hong Leong Yamaha Malaysian riders has bumped a couple of riders off their grid positions. But keep an eye on Pierpong Bonlet, our 2019 champion. I'm pretty sure he would like to start his home race in pole position as the 2019 Asia champion. That will be one of the perfect start to his race one later this afternoon. Pierpong Bonlet coming around. He had a little traffic earlier with Javier Orellana in front of him. Pole position for Pierpong Bonlet, 139.245. So guys, we have a battle on our hands at the moment. 5 minutes to go. Will it be Pierpong, Kasma, or Adam Noridi? Because we know that Adam just exited the pit not long ago. We're going to give him a couple minutes. But right now in Sector 2, Kasma Daniel has gone quicker. Once again, we're going to see how Kasma does in the final sector of qualifying. Can he, once again, bump Pierpong down back to second? Here we go, Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin once again, 139 or 138.992, the very first rider to go inside the 138 mark. Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin, 0.2 of a second quicker than Pierpong Bonlet. That is a very solid qualifying time from the Malaysian rider. But Pierpong Bonlet is also pushing out there quickest in the first sector. So guys, as I mentioned, this is going to be a very interesting final minutes of qualifying. Here we go, guys. Pole position 138.801 from Pierpong Bonlet. It's been a, how do you say? It's been a tag team game from both Yamaha riders. I've been mentioning Kasma, I've been mentioning Pierpong in the last 2 minutes. But will I be mentioning Adam Noureddin shortly? Because right now Pierpong Bonlet 138.801, only 0.1 of a second in front, ahead of Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin. Adam Noureddin half a second behind him. That is quite a lot of time that Adam would have to make up. At the moment, looking at his timing, I do not think Adam will be able to take pole position from Pierpong Bonlet. Pierpong is still flying out on there. Adam Noureddin stays in third position. Pierpong Bonlet going on another flying lap. I'm pretty sure Pierpong is about to improve on his lap time, but we are going to keep an eye on Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin. Will he have another answer for Pierpong? He's answered twice to Pierpong's fastest lap time, but we're going to see if he can do it for a third time. A little traffic there for Pierpong Bonlet. Will it affect his lap time? 138.7. 3 flying laps in a row from Pierpong Bonlet. The 2019 champion looks unstoppable at the moment here in qualifying. He is not backing down. He wants pole position. He is racing in his home race. He's about to celebrate his championship in front of all his home fans. He does not want to start from second. He does not want to see another rider sitting in pole position. Pierpong Bonlet is holding on. And with only a minute left in qualifying, will Kasma spoil the party for Yamaha Thailand racing team? He's right now on a quick lap in sector 2. Pole position, Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin, 138.756. I don't think they're going to be hanging out after this in qualifying. We're going to keep an eye on Pierpont Bunlet. Does he have... I do not think he has enough time to go for another flying lap. Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin, 138.756. Will he take 3 pole positions in a row? I'm going to brief a little, guys, in the final seconds as we hang on to our seats to see if it will be Kasma Daniel, Kasma Yudin or Pierpont Bunlet. I don't think Pierpont has any more time. Time has ran out for both Pierpont and Adam Noruddin. It has been an amazing final 5 minutes here in qualifying for the Super Sport 600cc. But guys, this is just qualifying. Can you imagine what will happen in the race? Can you imagine seeing Kasma Daniel once again going head-to-head with Pierpont Bunlet in the final round here at Chang International Circuit in Buriram, Thailand? Kasma Daniel comes around, improves on his lap time, 138.680. That confirms his pole position here in the final round. A very, very proud and happy Hong Leong Yamaha Malaysia pit as the Malaysian rider Kasma Daniel Kasma Yudin takes pole position, 138.680. 3 pole positions in a row for Kasma this season. His main rival Pierpont Bunlet unfortunately will have to settle for second position. Adam Noruddin stays in third. So that is your front row, guys. I'm telling you, we have a very strong battle on our hands this afternoon. You will not want to miss race 1. Kasma Daniel Kasma Yudin, it looks like he has his eyes set on victory, looking to spoil Pierpont Bunlet's championship weekend here. A little handshake there from Kasma and Adam, all the Malaysian riders. Alongside them, Nazirul Izzat as well. So reminder guys, race 1 will be happening later this afternoon. Make sure you come back to catch all the action, because imagine, I don't know how Pierpont Bunlet must be feeling right now. It may hurt a little, but of course, grid position is one thing, race win is another. Pierpont Bunlet out to set the record for the most win by any Supersport 600cc rider this weekend. So here you have your top 8. Kasma Daniel in pole, followed by Pierpont Bunlet and Adam Noruddin. Afif Amran in 4th, Azra in 5th, Andy Farid is behind 6th. Pasawit in 7, Krichapon in 8, and in 9 you have Nazirul Izzat. Javier Relana in 10, Helmi Asman in 11, Reza Danica Arons in 12, Liam Taylor McDonald in 13, Masa in 14, and Fakuzi Shakiri wraps up the starting grid in 15. So that was one amazing final 5 minutes in qualifying for the Supersport 600cc. Don't go anywhere, guys, because coming up next is Superpole for the Underbone 150cc class. The top 15 riders will be battling out for the final grid positions for the race this weekend.
3 minute pit lane exit open อีก3 นาทีครับคุณผู้ชมเราจะเข้าสู่ของช่วงของซูเปอร์โพลครับในรุ่นอันเดอร์โบน150 ซีซีนะฮะก็สำหรับในรุ่นนี้15 คันที่ทำเวลาดีที่สุดในช่วงของการคอลิฟายตั้งแต่เมื่อวานนะเราในช่วงเช้าได้วอร์มอัพกันไป1 รอบแล้วนะฮะ10 นาทีสำหรับการวอร์มอัพแต่มาตอนนี้เข้าสู่ซูเปอร์โพลครับจับนำรถทั้งหมด15 คันครับที่มีเวลาดีที่สุดเมื่อวานจะปล่อยเป็นกลุ่มออกไปนะครับในกลุ่มแรกจะมี5 คันด้วยกันไล่ตั้งแต่หมายเลข570ครับ570นักแข่งอินโดนีเซียครับสำหรับ Audi Sacia ครับตามมาด้วย Peter Casna ครับหมายเลข23หมายเลข177สำหรับ Asia Roadracing ครับหมายเลข24พีรพงษ์ลุยกุลเป็นครับนักแข่งไทยของเราครับตามมาด้วยหมายเลข57เป็นนักแข่งมาเลเซียอีก1 คนครับสำหรับเซกไกรซาบรีครับต้องมาดูว่าเวลาเมื่อวานที่ทำไว้จากพีรพงษ์ลุยกุลเป็นครับ2 นาที 0.123วันนี้จะเร็วกว่าเดิมหรือเปล่าครับปล่อยไปทีละชุดนะครับแล้วก็ทีละคันก็จะมีระยะเวลาห่างกันด้วยนะครับ1 minute pit lane exit open
Alright guys, we are back in action and now putting our 100% attention on the Superpole for the Underbow 150cc. We've already completed qualifying for the AP250. If you missed out on that, Muglada's ARRC race will start from pole position. In the Super Sport 600cc qualifying that just completed, we saw Daniel Kasma snatch pole position from our 2019 champion Pirapong Bunlet. So now, Super Pole for the Underbow 150cc, the first 5 riders that will be heading out on track. You saw bike number 570, Aldi Satya Mahendra. Now you have bike number 23, Gupita Krishna. Following behind him will be wildcard rider bike number 177, Aditya Fauzi, with Pirapong Louis Bunpeng. Getting my Pirapong's confused. Pirapong Louis Bunpeng in bike number 24, and Muhammad Faiz Zakri Sabri on bike number 57. So for those looking to see qualifying for the 1000cc, the ASB1000 qualifying will be happening right after this session. So please enjoy the Underbow class first before we go to all that talk about Brock Parks and Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman. So here we have Faiz Zakri, the last rider in the first group, heading out for Superpole. So Superpole style, if you guys are not aware, it is 1 warm-up lap for each rider, followed by 1 flying lap. And whatever lap times they get during that flying lap it will then determine their grid positions for the final race. And this is only for the top 15 riders. Aldi Satya Mahendra will start his flying lap right now, followed by Gupita Krishna, Priyapong Lui Bunping, Aditya Fauzi, and Faiz Zachary. We're gonna have a little chat, of course, regarding the Underbone 150cc champion battle. We are down to 9 riders. I know it sounds like a lot. It is, because everyone is really close in points in the Underbone class this season. We haven't really seen a consistent winner so far in the last 5 rounds. So for the Underbone class, they only have 6 rounds this year. They did not join the ARRC in the Australia round. So here this weekend, 9 riders left with the possibility to become our 2019 champion. And of the 9 riders, 7 of them are in the Superpole right now. That includes Aldi Satya Mahendra, Priyapong Lui Bunpeng, Wayu Ajitri Laksana, McKinley Kyle Pass, Ahmad Fazli Sham, Muhammad Akil Aziz, and Muhammad Haziq Faris. So 7 out of the 9 riders that are battling for the championship are in the Superpole at the moment. So we are going to keep an eye on those 7 riders, but still also paying attention to, of course, the other riders on the grid. Aldi Satya Mahendra coming across the line, 203.044. He has set the benchmark for the riders here in Superpole. Gupita Krishna going through the last turn, turn 12 here in Buriram, one of the trickiest turns here at the circuit. Coming across the line with 207.004, not even close to Aldi Satya Mahendra's fastest lap time. Wildcard rider Aditya Fauzi coming across the line. We're going to see if he will be able to improve on his lap time. 204.560 puts Aditya in 2nd position at the moment. Priyapong Bunla, the only Thai rider in the Underbone class, and he has a lot of pressure on his shoulder. He has the entire Thailand on his shoulder right now. Priyapong Lui Bunpeng with a time of 203.581. 2nd position for Priyapong Lui Bunpeng. Faiz Zachary Sabri crosses the line in 203.959. So Aldi Satya Mahendra, the youngest rider in the championship battle at only 13 years old, hangs on to provisional pole position, 203.044. That is a tough time to beat. Aldi Satya Mahendra, one of the riders that could possibly be this year's champion as well. So he is starting his Saturday off very strong at the moment. However, we still have 10 more riders left here in Superpole. We are looking to catch race 1 for the Underbone class. It will start at 1 p.m. local time here in Thailand. So in less than 3 hours, in about 2 hours and 40 minutes, we will start race 1 for the Underbone class. So make sure you guys follow us live on Facebook or live on our YouTube channel. It will be one race you don't want to miss, because I will be doing a lot of mathematics during the race. 9 riders with the possibility to become this year's champion. We have riders from, we could possibly have an Indonesian champion, a Malaysia champion, a Filipino champion, or even a Thai champion. And we have not had a Thai champion in about almost 20 years. Muhammad Izzat Zaidi. He will be the first rider to head out for the second group, followed by Hafizah Rofa, McKinley Kalpas, Amir Arif Musa, and Wayu Aji Trilaksana. So Filipino fans, I hope you're watching. I hope you're paying close attention, because your possible champion, McKinley Kalpas, bike number 123, he is in this second group for Superpole. In the second group, you will have Izzat Zaidi, Hafizah Rofa, McKinley Kalpas, Amir Arif Musa, and Wayu Aji Trilaksana. Wayu Aji Trilaksana, the rider with the most wins here in the underbone class. He has picked up 4 wins in total throughout the years that we've been racing here at Chang International Circuit. One of his favorite circuit to race in, but he will have a lot of main rivals to go through if he wants to become this year's 2019 champion. Akid Aziz, smiling, looking very calm, ready to... Let's see if Akid Aziz can take his second champion title, because Akid was our 2017 underbone champion. He's right now leading the championship, 8 points ahead of McKinley Kalpas. So it is a head-to-head battle between the UMA Racing riders. But Akid, I mean, as I know, he's always been a very calm and collective and quiet rider. He looks very different off track as he is on track. On track, he's very aggressive. But when you do meet him at the paddock, he doesn't talk much, he doesn't comment much, he doesn't do much. He pretty much just focuses on himself and the race. So not much happening for Akid in the paddock, but a lot happening for him out on track, because he has to defend his championship lead later this afternoon. And it won't be an easy task, as I mentioned. 9 riders. There you go, bike number 123, McKinley Kalpas, representing the Philippines this weekend. He is chasing his very first Asia title. And a reminder to all our fans in the Philippines, if Kalpas becomes the overall champion, he will be our very first Filipino Asia champion. We have never had a Filipino rider who has been crowned Asia champion. So Kalpas it's a big task ahead for him, but if you know the underbone race, you will know that nothing is impossible. Anything and everything can happen in a race. Wayu Aji Trilaksana, the last rider in the second group to head out on track. So most of the nine riders that are in the championship battle, they have so much history in the underbone class. They have shown their abilities. They have won amazing races, tough battles. So I honestly was not there to predict. We'll have to see what happens after race 1, because it may be a little clearer after race 1. So Izzat Zaidi starts his flying lap, 2:03. The time to beat is 2 minutes 03.044, set by Aldi Satya Mahendra. So for the champion battle, it is Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, and Thailand. Which country will take the underbone title this season. AsiaRoadRacing also starts his flying lap. Carl Pez will come around to start his flying lap. So the best time from Carl yesterday was a 2:00.778. And the quickest lap yesterday, the lap record set by Akid Aziz was a 1:59.784. Amirul Arif Musa crosses the line to start his flying lap. Izzat Zaidi is pretty much halfway through his flying lap. We're going to wait for YURG3 Laksana. He will be the last rider in the second group that we will be keeping our eyes on. Izzat Zaidi going through the final sector here at Chang International Circuit. Time to beat is 2:03.044. 2:02.850. Amazing lap by Izzat Zaidi to take provisional pole position. So Aldi Satya Mahendra goes down to second. AsiaRoadRacing coming into the final turn here in Buriram. AsiaRoadRacing, who just returned from injury the last time here in Buriram. He got injured. Third position for AsiaRoadRacing at the moment. The time to beat, a reminder, the new time to beat is 2:02.850. Filipino rider McKinley Calpaz. 2:02.973, second position for Carl. We still have Amirul Arif Musa and YURG3 Laksana out there. Amirul comes across the line, 2:03.806. Currently 6th, good enough to take 6th position. .694 pole position for YURG3 Laksana at the moment. So it looks like the riders are going quicker. 5 more riders left here in Superpole. We have Akid Aziz, Ahmad Fazli Sham, Rozaiman Muhammad Said, Afendi Rosli, and Hazim Fairu. So the time to beat now is 2:02.694 set by YURG3 Laksana. Izzat Zaidi in second. Filipino rider Carl Pez in third. Aldi Satya Mahendra, who was quickest in the first group, he has been pushed down to fourth. AsiaRoadRacing in fifth. Priapong Louis Boon Peng in sixth. Amirul Arif Musa in seventh. Faiz Zakri Sabri in eighth. Aditya Faudini wildcard in 9th position and Gupita Krishna in 10th. So 5 more riders left to go. Akid Aziz, can he hang on to pole position? The championship leader will have a tough task on his hand here this weekend. Total of 9 riders gunning for the 2019 Underbone champion. So we're going to wait for the final group. So for fans asking where is Fernando Masato? So based on yesterday's qualifying, Fernando Masato will be starting from 21 position on the grid. So he will be starting from the 21st grid later this afternoon for Fernando Masato. Fans who are asking where is Wawan Wello, we're going to take a look at Wawan Wello. He qualified in 19th position yesterday. So P19 for Wawan Wello. So 5 more riders to go. The time to beat right now for Akid, Fazli, Rozaiman, Afendi, and Haziq is 202.694. It's been a while that we've seen YU Aji Trilaksana in the front. He has not picked up any pole position so far this season. So we're going to see if he can hang on to the final pole position of the year. So here we go, the final group for the Underbone 150 Superpole. Bike number 27, Haziq Fairuz, 36, Afendi Rosli, 97, Rozaiman Said. And you will also see bike number 46, Ahmad Fazli Shah. And lastly, yesterday's lap record holder, Akid Aziz on bike number 13. So 5 Malaysian riders left. They will be the final 5 to head out on track to determine pole position. So Haziq heads out for his warm-up lap. The others will follow closely behind. It's pretty much like a 20-second gap thing that they do before they release the next rider. So here goes Afendi, and then in 20 seconds we'll see Rozaiman out, and Fazli, and also Akid. So remember guys, if you want to catch race 1 of the Underbone 150cc, we will start at 1 p.m. local time here in Thailand, followed by race 1 for the 250, 600, and the ASB1000. And after this, we will still have one more qualifying session, that is qualifying for the ASB1000. The 2 riders that we will be paying extra attention to will be Brock Parks and Aslan Shah Kamar Zaman. Aslan Shah was quickest yesterday, and Brock was about 0.4 of a second behind him in second. There goes Fazli Sham, bike number 46. So the time to beat is 202.694. All right, as Akid Aziz exits the pit and heads into for his warm-up lap, I think we're going to see Haziq Fairuz coming around turn 12 to start his flying lap here in Superpole. So fans asking where are the Vietnamese riders. I'm going to take a look at yesterday's qualifying results. Vietnamese rider Nguyen An Tuan qualified in 28th position. And for wildcard rider Amber Garcia, I think he had some technical issues with his bike yesterday during qualifying, so he will be starting from 27th position on the grid for wildcard Amber Garcia. Alright, so Rozaiman comes around to start his flying lap. We have 3 riders already on their flying lap. We are still waiting for Ahmad Fazli Sham and Akid Aziz to come around. But the time to beat, once again guys, it's on the right hand corner of the screen. YU Aji Trilaksana's 202.694. Championship leader Akid Aziz coming around to start his flying lap. This is one of the closest underbone title fight that we've ever had so far in the last couple of years. It comes down to 9 riders this weekend. You have Akid Aziz, McKinley Kalpas, Ahmad Fazli Shah, Haziq Fairuz, Triapong, Louis Bunpeng, Aldi Satya Mahendra, Wawan Wello, Wayuaji Trilaksana, and Fernando Masato. So 9 riders from 4 countries fighting for the championship this weekend. Haziq Fairuz comes around to complete his flying lap, 202.470. Provisional pole position right now goes to Malaysian rider Muhammad Haziq Fairuz, pushing Wayuaji Trilaksana down to second. 4 more riders to go. Afendi Rosli comes out on turn 12, heads towards the checkered flag, 203.258 for Muhammad Afendi Rosli. Good enough for a 7th position at the moment. Rozaiman Mohammad Said, we're going to take a look at his lap time. So 3 more to go, guys. 3 Malaysian riders out there. Can the Malaysian team take pole position? A slight mistake from Rozaiman coming out at turn 12. 5th position, 202.985. So 2 more to go, guys. We're going to see where will they end up and where will the rest of the 15 riders end up here on the grid. Ahmad Fazli Sham, 202.698, only good enough for 3rd position. So it is down to both of the UMA Racing Yamaha riders. You have Haziq Fairuz against his teammate Akid Aziz. Pole position will definitely go to UMA Racing Yamaha Maju Moto Asia team. But it will be Haziq Fairuz, one of the riders fighting for the championship this weekend. The Malaysian riders will take pole position with 202.470. Both of the 1XOX TKKR SAG team riders will start alongside him in the front row. You have Wayuaji Trilaksana and Ahmad Fazli Shah. Championship leader Akid Aziz will start from the 2nd row in 4th position. And for our Filipino fans, McKinley Calpaz qualified in 6th. So you will see him on the 2nd row. That is end of qualifying, guys. Make sure to come back to catch race 1 at 1 p.m. local time. So in about 2.5 hours. So set your clock, set your alarm, set your everything to come back in 2.5 hours to catch race 1 of the Underbone 150cc live right here on our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel, Asia Road Racing. Make sure to click the notification, subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications so you do not miss the race later this afternoon. There you go, your pole man, Muhammad Haziq Muhammad Fairuz.
ARRC ชามอันดับที่ 3 ครับอากิราซิอันดับ 4 สาไซที่อันดับ 5 ครับนักแข่งฟิลิปปินส์ในรถหมายเลข 123 ครับแม็กคิลลี่คายพาสจบอันดับที่ 6 นะครับโรไซพานมูฮัมหมัดซัสจบอันดับที่ 7 อัลดี้ซาเชียอันดับที่ 8 ครับฟิซ่าโรฟาอันดับ 9 เฟดดี้ออสตรีอันดับที่ 10 นักแข่งไทยของเราครับได้ออกสตาร์ทในกริดที่ 11 ทีระบบหรือบุญเป็งครับมีรูอาลิสมุซาจากมาเลเซียจบอันดับ 12 นะครับไวแซกไอซาบรีครับมาเลเซียจบอันดับที่ 13 อันดับ 14 เป็นอาติจาบรูซี่และอันดับ 15 เป็น วันนี้มีกิจกรรมพิทบอล์กด้วยนะครับคุณผู้ชมในช่วงเวลา 12.10 ครับใครที่มีบัตรเข้าชมการแข่งขันในรายการ AsiaRoadRacing Championship นะฮะหรือว่าใครมีบัตรตั้งแต่ MotoGP นะคุณสามารถชมรายการนี้ได้ฟรีด้วยนะครับก็เดี๋ยวช่วง 12.10 ครับจะเป็นกิจกรรมพิทบอล์กเดี๋ยวจะมีคาราวานจากผลิตภัณฑ์เครื่องดื่มจากช้างครับช้างเรสฟรีนำทุกท่านลงมาชมบรรยากาศพิทบอล์กครับณบริเวณหน้าพิทเลนหน้าพิทเป็นพิทกราดของนักแข่งในแต่ละทีมครับ 1 minute pit lane exit open.
All right, guys, here we go. The final qualifying session of the day, of the year, here in the Asia Road Racing Championship. It's qualifying for the ASB1000, which of course features all the top riders, including Muhammad Zakwan Zaidi, Brock Parks, Apiwat Wong Tananon, Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman, Ahmad Yudhistira, Yuki Ito, Ratapong Wilarot, Titipong Warakot, TJ Alberto, Chaiwichi Nisaku, and also returning Italian rider, Federico Sandy. So if you just tune in to our live feed on Facebook or YouTube, if you missed out on qualifying, so for the 250cc, Mokulada Sarapresh took pole position. For the 600cc, it was Kasma Daniel Kasma Yudin who will be starting from pole position. And for the underbone class, Muhammad Hazik Fairuz will be starting from pole position. And we're about to find out who will be starting from pole for the ASB 1000. At the moment, all the riders are going on their warm-up and also first flying lap. Here we have Zakwan Zaidi. We're going to take a look at Zakwan's lap time. Yesterday, Zakwan's best lap time yesterday was a 1:36.5. So the quickest lap time yesterday in practice was set by Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman, 1:36.123. At the moment, provisional pole goes to Zakwan Zaidi with a 1:36.960, but we are still very, very early into qualifying at the moment. 36 minutes to go. So Titipong comes across the line, so does Apiwat. Apiwat 1:36.649. Apiwat's quickest lap time yesterday was a 1:36.597. So as I mentioned, guys, we are still very early into qualifying at the moment. So we're gonna give all the riders a couple minutes to get warmed up. We're gonna also keep an eye on Aslan Shah. Aslan at the moment 138.1, sitting in 5th position. Brock Parks all the way down in 12, 143.211. I don't think Brock has started his flying lap yet. Here we have Apiwat and Ahmad Yudhishthira behind him. Yudhishthira quietly doing very consistent and well here in the final round, 137.714. So Ahmad Yudhishthira with his first season in the ASB1000 with Victor Racing Team. The two Thai riders at the moment, we have their lap times on the right-hand corner. Apiwat Wongtananon and Titipong Warakot. Both riders very experienced racing here at Chang International Circuit because they race here very often in the national championship as well. Titipong shaking his head a little when Apiwat passed him coming out on turn 12. Apiwat hangs on to pole position, improves on his lap time to 136.289. So his best lap time so far this weekend for Apiwat. Brock Parks crosses the line, improves to 8th position. Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman just popped up in the timing as well. 3rd position for Aslan, 136.664. So looks like many of the ASB 1000 riders not wasting time in the early minutes of qualifying. Ratapong Willarod, bike number 56, has just moved up right behind his teammate, 136.609. I think this is Ratapong's best lap time of the weekend as well. Yesterday, he only did a 137.2. So both of the Yamaha Thailand Racing Team riders hoping to seal 1-2 on the grid for their home race this weekend. Apiwat in provisional pole, followed by Ratapong and Zakwan Zaidi. Aslan Shah in 4th. Brock Parks all the way down in 10th. We're going to see if Brock can improve on his lap time here in qualifying. We still have about 32 minutes to go. He's more than a second off his pace yesterday. So as I finish my sentence, Brock has improved to 5th position, tucking himself right behind Aslan Shah, 137.0 from the Australian rider. So speaking of the ASB 1000 class, this weekend we are looking for our very first ever 1000 champion. Yesterday when I was in the paddock of the 1000cc class during the first 2 practice, I can tell you the atmosphere was very tense and very serious right from the beginning, especially from Yamaha Racing Team ASEAN's pit and also 1XOXT KKR SAG team's pit, because we are gonna, the championship this year has come down to 2 riders, Australian rider Brock Parks and Malaysian rider Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman. And the team's pit are actually only separated by 1 pit. The only pit that separates them is Hong Leong Yamaha Malaysia. So I've been down there all day yesterday to look at all the riders throughout practice session, and I can tell you everyone it's trying their best and staying focused because everything is on the line this weekend. We're going to try to find out who will be ARRC's first ever ASB 1000 champion. Brock sticks to 5th position at the moment. Aslan finishes his first run in 4th. So to recap our race result in round 3, the last time that the riders raced here in Buriram, it was a double win for Aslan Shah Kamarazaman, and that is what he needs this weekend as well if he wants to try to close the gap, because it's a 19-point gap between Aslan and Brock Parks in the championship standings. Ratapong Wilarot, our 2018 Supersport 600cc champion. So he's currently in 2nd. So we see many of the riders coming back into the paddock. We have less than 30 minutes left in qualifying. So the Filipino rider TJ Alberto, he's currently in 12th, bike number 77. So TJ is about to complete his very first season in the Asia Road Racing Championship, and so far he's been pretty satisfied with most of his results. I mean, I spoke to him earlier this weekend. They started off the season strong in Sepang. However, you know, throughout the season they've been having a lot of electronical problems, and they're hoping that if next season the team will be able to come back and they will be able to get more improvements on the electronic system on their Ducati Panigale V4R. And this weekend we also have Italian rider Federico Sandy back for a 2nd round in the Asia Road Racing Championship. So we saw Sandy, the very first time we saw Sandy was during round 6 in Sepang. It was the very first time he put the Ducati in the front, battling almost battling with the top riders in both races. So I spoke to Federico Sandy, and he hopes that next year he will be able to come back for a full season in the ASB 1000. Titipong Warakon, we missed him in round 3 due to injury. So this is the first time that Tingno will be joining us here in Buriram for the final round. So he's a very strong rider here in Thailand. He just won the National Superbike Championship a couple weeks ago right here in Buriram. So he's definitely going to try to carry that momentum here this weekend in the final round. Bike number 15, Federico Sandy, he's currently in 10th position, a 2nd behind Apiwat Wongtanano. So for fans asking if the Superpole underbone has completed, yes, we've already completed Superpole for the underbone class, and Haziq Fairuz will be starting from pole position. So Thai fans tuning in, supporting bike number 24 and bike number 100, and that is Apiwat Wongtananon and Titipong Warakon. Here we have Zakwan Zaidi, currently in the Malaysian rider, currently in 3rd position. first season in the ASB 1000, Zakwan has picked up 2 wins so far. Not good enough to keep him in the championship battle. However, I heard that next year, Honda Asia Dream Racing will be adding a teammate for Zakwan Zaidi. So this year we've only had 1 Honda bike on the grid, and next year we could potentially see 2 Honda riders on the grid for the ASB 1000. And there's also rumors that Honda Asia Dream Racing will be changing to the brand new Honda CBR 1000 RR next year as well. So there's a lot of rumors going on in the paddock that many of the teams, the Yamaha, Honda, and BMW, may be switching to new bikes next season for the ASB 1000. So little wobble there for Zakwan Zaidi, similar to what happened to him yesterday in practice 1. So less than 25 minutes left in qualifying. Apiwat and Ratapong currently sitting in 1-2 position on the grid. Zakwan Zaidi has just split the Yamaha Thailand Racing Team riders. So it's Apiwat, Zakwan, and Ratapong at the moment in the top 3 position. Yuki Ito currently in 9th, the only Japanese rider this weekend in the ASB 1000. Aslan heading back out. Behind him is a fresh face here this weekend with us, Australian rider Lachlan Apis. So he's replacing Kazuma Suda in Victor Racing Team. So Kyon Kero, any hint on who's going to be Zakwan's partner next season? I kind of know who Zakwan's partner will be next season, but I'm not going to say a word until it's officially announced by Honda Asia Dream Racing next season. Zakwan Zaidi crosses the line and steals pole position from Afiwa Wangtanano, 136.197. So a lot of talk on Honda machines, and Zakwan Zaidi takes pole position. I think we're about to see Apiwa and Ratapong rejoin qualifying very shortly. our full attention on qualifying for the ASB1000. It is still Zakwan Zaidi in provisional pole with 135.954. Not quick enough to break the lap record, but quick enough to give him provisional pole and the fastest lap of the weekend so far. Apiwat Wongtananon and Ratapong Wilarot still in second and third. Aslan still sitting in fourth. Brock has been pushed down to sixth by Titipong Warakon. So at the moment, two championship rivals, Brock Parks and Aslan Shah in sixth and fourth position. But we still have 17 minutes of qualifying in our hands. So anything can happen, because looking at qualifying for the 600cc early on, things only started getting interesting in the final 5 minutes. But at the moment, provisional front row is Zakwan, Apiwat, and Ratapong. Still sixth position for Brock Parks. He does not improve on his lap time. Aslan is back in the pit, so is Titipong, Zakwan, and Apiwat. Ahmad Yudhistira, the Indonesian rider, currently in 8th position. So yeah, guys, those that are asking when is race 1? Race 1 will be happening later this afternoon for the ASB 1000. So today we're going to have race 1 in the afternoon. Race 2, on the other hand, will happen tomorrow afternoon. So for the local time, race 1 of the ASB 1000 will happen at 3:45 p.m. Aslan Shah Kamarazaman at the moment not looking very happy at all. Not happy at all about where he is in qualifying. Yesterday he was quickest in the combined practice, and at the moment he's only sitting in 4th. If he needs the double win this weekend, he needs to try to get himself to the front row, because at the moment, looking at all the lap times, it is going to be a close fight between Zakwan, Apiwat, Ratapong, Aslan, Titipong, and Brock Parks. Aslan has the pressure on his shoulders to close a 19-point gap to Brock Parks, our current championship leader. So this afternoon at 1 p.m. local time here in Thailand, we will start race 1, starting with the underbone class, followed by the 250, 600, and ending the day with the ASB 1000. We have 3 more champions that we're looking for. We're looking for our new champion in the underbone class, 250cc, and also looking for our very first ASB 1000 champion. A big wobble from Ratapong Wilarot heading into turn 1. Just an update on the weather conditions. The wind is still very strong and very windy out there today for the riders. Yesterday I spoke to some of the riders and they were mentioning that it's a huge challenge to control their bike and their braking points out there in Sector 2 and Sector 3. Federico Sandy looks like he's ready to head back out for qualifying. Apiwat Wongtananon starting another flying lap. So Apiwat has been consistent this year in the SB 1000. However, the Thai rider has yet to pick up his first win. So I'm sure that would be on his mind this weekend. follow Apua around for another flying lap, but looking at the lap times, I don't think it will be good enough to give him pole position, but let's see if he improves in the final sector. Apua Wongtananon for Yamaha Thailand Racing Team. His teammate Ratapong is currently third. So a very strong qualifying so far for the Thai riders here in their home race. Looks like the 1XOX TKKR SAG team is making quite a lot of adjustments to Aslan Shah's BMW. We're gonna see how long will it take for him to head back out. Here we have bike number 12, Aslan's teammate Ali Adrian Shah Rusmi Putro, the other Indonesian rider in the ASB1000. Ali is currently in 13th position. So this is his first year joining a TKKR SAG team and also returning to the ARRC since 2012. Here we have bike number 77, TJ Alberto, currently in 11th position with a best lap time of 137.739. Go. Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman heading back out to rejoin qualifying while his main rival Brock Parks is back in the pit. So we're gonna see with 10 minutes to go. Can Aslan Shah try to secure a better grid position for himself to kind of distance himself as much from Brock Parks, because a double win will definitely be on his mind. And Aslan has actually achieved a double win here before, early in the season when we raced here in round 3. Zakwan, hoping that 135.954 will be good enough to help him secure pole position for the weekend. All right, guys, with less than 10 minutes to go, I'm going to be joined by one of our commentators this weekend. One of our commentators this weekend, Steve Martin. So welcome, Steve. Welcome to Thailand. So happy to have you join us here for the final round.
Yeah, so happy to be here. It's a really exciting weekend here this weekend, the final round of the ASB 1000s. And I'll tell you what, this last 8 minutes and 59 seconds of this session are going to be absolute cracker.
So Steve, I mean, they've raced here before once in round 3. We've seen the results of the riders. What are you expecting to happen here this weekend? Are you expecting similar results or something different may happen here this weekend?
Well, you know, it's going to be really tricky to see how it all plays out, but I guess everybody at the moment is assuming that the man on screen at the moment, Aslan Shah, who's made another mistake out there on track, it's not going his way at the moment. He's got probably the most pressure on his shoulders out of everybody. what he really needs to do is just do the best job that he can to try and you know, get another double win. But as we can see, the pressure is on. He's made a couple of mistakes in qualifying so far. He was a lot quicker than he was yesterday than he has been today. Aslan Shah is now in 4th position, but he's 0.5 slower than he was yesterday. So he's got a lot that he's going to be in trouble with. Look at that beautiful slide there from Ahmed Yudhistri. That was a really nice shot of him.
And what about for your countryman, Brock Parks? What is your opinion? Of course, this is the first time, I mean, he's with us in the Asia Road Racing Championship. And his first time, of course, fighting to be ASB1000 champion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's doing everything that he can do. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do. But the pressure is also on him as well, just to make sure that he can pull this off. He's got a handy lead in the championship at the moment, 19 points. You know, Brock is one of those riders that when he's on fire, he is on fire, but sometimes that pressure cooker can get to him as well, and what seems like should be an easy championship to win, not so easy, because one thing that we have learnt this year is that this is a very tough field. I mean, we haven't even talked about Zakwan Zaidi, what he can do. Ratapong Willarot at home, look how fast he is already here. And also Titipong, I mean, he is super fast around this circuit.
So when it comes to championship, because the tricky thing about the ARRC in the final round as well, because we have 2 races. So not only do we have 25 points on the line, we have 50 points. And the gap between Brock and Aslan at the moment is only 19. So a lot can change at the end of race 1 today. But if you were Aslan Shah, like how would you set up the strategy to try to close the gap on the first race? Because
well, we know how Aslan rides. He's all or nothing. You can see that in qualifying. He's already run off a couple of times. But when it counts, he manages to hold it all together. He's had 5 wins this year. That's a couple more than Brock Parks. He is the type of rider that can just put it all on the line. And if he's got any chance of winning this championship, I guess there's no point for him to in the race later on today to just ride around. You know what I mean? Like, he's got to go for it. Brock, on the other hand, has got the pressure of having to be conservative when he rides because he's got that lead. But Aslan Shah has to go for broke this afternoon.
So yeah, all the pressure on Aslan Shah Kamarazaman, and I know that a lot of Malaysian fans have been cheering him on from the start and hoping to see that he will become our very first ASB 1000 champion. With almost 5 minutes left here in qualifying, it is still Zakwan Zaidi from Apiwat Wongtananon and Ratapong Willarot. So Aslan still sitting in 4th. So Brock yesterday, if we look at his practice, he showed that he was able to keep up with Aslan's pace and the rest of the guys, because he finished 2nd quickest in practice yesterday. But what do you think is happening to him today? Is the pressure getting to him?
No, well, we've still got 4 minutes left. He's just gone up into 4th now, so he just sits off that front row. He's got time to do another couple of good laps. I mean, he's the sort of guy that will set the bike up, then go out there. I mean, I expect him to go quicker than the 36.5 that he's put in so far in this session. Otherwise, you know, he really is in trouble. He's just got to try and bang those laps out in the last few minutes of qualifying. I mean, a lot of these guys will be using this session as a last bit of setup as well. So this last 4 minutes is crucial in this session. I mean, Zakwan Zaidi, in the end, he's got nothing to lose either. He's really only got a mathematical chance of winning this championship. So he's another guy that really should just go for broke.
Yeah, because I spoke to Zakwan a couple of days ago, and championship is not on his mind. All he plans to do is go out there and win it here in Buriram this weekend to continue his consistent winning streak here in the ASB 1000. So, of course, looking at the championship as a whole this year, Brock has always been up there as well with podiums. Not, as you mentioned, not as many wins as Aslan. But when we compare their experience here in Buriram. This is only Brock's second time racing here. Aslan has been here, done that. He's won 600cc titles here. You know, he's gone through many. So how much will that help Aslan this weekend with his experience being under pressure and fighting for the championship?
Well, yeah, he's certainly got the medal. He knows what the tyres are going to do in the heat of the afternoon here. He's used to the heat, something which Brock probably hasn't had too much of in his racing career. The track itself, although it seems easy when you look at it, a few straights and a couple of corners, it's quite a straight looking track, but it's got a lot of technical areas in it as well. So big long straights that suit the BMW as well. The BMW obviously one of the fastest machines in a straight line here. So, you know, like Aslan, he's got it all in his favour, and it looks like Zakwan's just gone up there into pole position at the moment as well. Great job by him, 35.7.
Yeah, and Aslan just moved right next to Zakwan. So Aslan has improved and pushed himself to the middle of the front row. I think that it's a good start position to be middle of the front row.
It certainly is. I guess for today's races, you can see there's those two guys, 1 and 2, next to each other on track at the moment. But for today's races, I mean, oh, big slide. Did you see that? That's a good way to wake up in the morning, isn't it? But you can just see how much commitment those guys are putting in out there at the moment. And also the amount that the bikes are moving around already out there, it's obviously slightly cooler than it will be this afternoon. Still hot, but you can expect to see the bikes moving around, especially Aslan's bike. You can see how it's always like moving and bumping around all over the place. You know, that's probably something that the team need to try and settle down to make it easier for him. But he's used to dealing with all that. Here's that slide again. Let's just have another look. He gets on the gas. The back end comes around. Traction control kicking in overtime there. Lucky to get away with that. If he didn't have traction control that these bikes have now, he would have been sailing over the high side. But luckily for him, he managed to hold it all together.
Yeah, it looks like fans are always saying, you know, the Honda riders always manage to get some good saves in.
Well, yeah, last time out, he lost the front, didn't he? And he saved that too. So all of these guys are pushing the boundaries and limits of what's possible.
So we have less than a minute to go here in qualifying. It does not look like the riders are pushing too hard out there. Zakwan still a little peace sign from Zakwan to Aslan, because if you missed it yesterday, Steve, during practice 3, Aslan actually passed Zakwan and showed him a peace sign. So I guess Zakwan's returning the favor today.
Well,
so they're taking it easy in the final minutes here in qualifying.
He's certainly showing him the pace. He's showing him the way too at the moment, leading the session, 35.7. That's a really quick. Here we go. Here's another look at that. And peace, brother. You got to love that, don't you? I don't know what Tomato thinks about that. He's probably thinking, just go faster, one more lap, please.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, with all that pressure, the riders are trying to, you know, have a little fun out there as well. So, Brock, the checkered flag is out, and it looks like.
Well, we can't see our timer yet to give you a hint on what Brock's up to this lap, but this is his last opportunity if he wants to get it up onto the front row of the grid, and he does. He improves, but still sits in 4th. So Brock now, with pressure on his shoulders, if he was a comfortable second, that would be good. But now there's 3 or 4 or 5 guys that can all race at the same pace. All I can say is that qualifying's finished and the race is this afternoon. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it's only a second gap between the top 8 riders at the moment. I think that shows you how good of a consistent pace all these top riders are performing here this weekend. And I mean, everyone, who doesn't want to win, Steve, you know, for the final round?
No, absolutely. The last race of the year is the one that you remember over the summer or winter break, depending on where you live. So, you know, it's a very important weekend for this. And one thing's for sure, we're going to crown a brand new champion in the ASB1000 here in the Asia Road Racing Championship.
Yep, so very happy, all smiles for Tamada so far. So that ends qualifying for the 2019 season. So make sure, guys, to come back to catch race 1 We're gonna start at 1 p.m. local time with the Underbone 150cc, followed by the Asia Production 250cc, and then the Super Sport 600cc, and wrapping up day 1 of race day here with the ASB 1000. So it is 11:30 a.m. local time here in Thailand. We will be back in 1.5 hours for race 1 of the Underbone 150cc. Make sure you guys catch it live on our Facebook page, YouTube channel. We're also live on Fox Sports Asia, Star Sports. If you're in China, we are live also on Youku. Fans in Indonesia, please check your local listing iNews TV to find out if we are live. For fans in Malaysia, you can catch it on Fox Sports Asia. Astro Arena will be showing a delayed telecast today. So take care, guys, and we will be back at 1 p.m. for race 1.
ชัยประยุทธ์ญาติอันดับ11ครับธนกรหลักฐานอันดับ12ครับนัทพงษ์แจ้งดำอันดับ13วัชพันธ์พลตลาดตาม14 20บูรีวงศ์อันดับ15ครับ16เป็นเดลพัฒน์แก้วการไขครับ17เควินซอม่านะครับจากอินเดียครับก็มีนวินเหมือนจะจบที่ไม่มีเวลาด้วยนะฮะเราจะมีทั้งหมด17อันดับส่วนที่เหลือน่าจะต่อท้ายแหละนะครับในรุ่นนี้จะทำการแข่งขันนะครับในช่วงเย็นของวันนี้เลย 16.40 ครับช่วงต่อไปจะเป็นกิจกรรมพิกบอล์กนะครับคุณผู้ชมทุกท่านนะครับก็เที่ยง10 นาทีอีกประมาณ6 นาทีนะครับอีก6 นาทีเดี๋ยวจะมีขบวนพิธีเกิร์ลพร้อมด้วยพาเลทจากผลิตภัณฑ์พืชหนึ่งตราช้างครับผู้ชมที่อยู่บนแฟน